Hi everyone, Kieran here at Magical Traveller. Hope you're having a great day. Today we are on board the beautiful MSC Virtuosa. We've been sailing on her now for the last 6 nights. This is our last night, unfortunately. But what I thought I'd do is just take this minute to kind of share with you a quick little ship room tour of a balcony cabin on board MSC Virtuosa. Now, I'm just starting here now kind of in the heart of the room, which is going to be a kind of desk vanity area. But just to give you some bearings, that is the front door, just as I've walked into the room. To the left there, you'll see the door going into the washroom, which we'll get to in a second, but this is going to be the central kind of desk area now. So really great vanity space. You've got kind of loads of space here if you did need to kind of spread out and get ready for your evening meal or to go out to kind of join one of the deck parties. But again, really great to have. Now we've been using it to work, so we've got our laptops with us, which is again really handy to have. We've been helping customers book their future cruises on board as well, so it's just great to have kind of connectivity while we are on board to be able to enjoy that. Now, just because this is a ship leaving from the UK, it is really important that they've added in a tea kettle facility. So if you are somebody who loves to wake up in the morning and have your cup of tea, don't panic, MSC got you covered. You have your kind of in-room tea coffee facility. But if you're somebody who wants kind of Italian coffee or you want something kind of gourmet coffee, then you can totally leave, walk out to the kind of the buffet area or to one of the bars and definitely get a full service coffee as well from the room if you wanted to. Quickly going to touch upon power supply. Now you do have 2 European sockets this side, and then on the other side then you're going to find your vanity light switch, but also then as well 2 USA sockets and also your USB power as well. Now, you do also have as well an in-room phone, so if you do need to ring kind of other people you're sharing a room with, you totally can do that. You can also use the app as well to message people you've made friends with on board the ship as well. But if you need to ring room service, make a theatre reservation, anything like that, make a dinner reservation for one of the speciality, again, you could totally do all that from the phone here as well. Now, moving across, you have this kind of handy literature rack, which we've been using to save things like all the, health documents and anything you need for kind of getting on board the ship and guides to the ship. They're all there. That's where your breakfast room service order card's going to go as well. As well as kind of, this is our little guide that we had for when we kind of joined the ship. We had all our insurance documents, all that type of stuff. We just stored it all in one folder and kept it in here as well, just so we had it to hand. But what you'll find as well is each day you will be delivered this. If I just turn it back over, this is the daily program. So this is kind of just your guide to the ship of where you are for the day, what's open, and any kind of dress codes if they are applicable. It's really handy. Notes about kind of time changes as well. All that stuff's in there as well. But it's a really handy guide as well as an overview for the ship. So it kind of shows you where shore excursions are and what kind of they recommend you do. Any extra offers or specials they may be running. Entertainment highlights, so what the theatre show is, what time the kids clubs are, any activities, things like that. Really handy and great to have. But also on the back, you're going to have a full-on schedule of all the complimentary activities available as well within your MSC cruise. So places like what time the buffet opens, what time all the bars and that open. But then equally as well, on this separate sheet, you've also got all the activities. Sorry, this is the one I was referring to. So this is where you'll see kind of all the activities, dance classes, trivia, meetups and gatherings, things like that, as well as then all the main theatre shows, what time they are and what time all the evening entertainment is. So again, really handy to have an overview. This is also all available within the MSC app if you wanted to as well. So that's really great and handy to have. Now, moving across here, you have Zoe. Now, when they first announced Zoe was meant to be a fully featured kind of Alexa virtual assistant for your cruise. I believe they've scaled back her use now, and she is primarily being used as kind of a Bluetooth speaker on board now. So you do have that if you want to connect to Bluetooth and play your music a bit louder, you totally can do that. And then you have your room service menu as well. So again, if you connect to the ship's Wi-Fi, you don't have to pay for internet access to use this. But you scan this QR code with your kind of phone and with your camera app, and it'll take you to a dedicated private website where you can get a digital copy of things like room service menus and all the restaurant menus, things like that. So again, really handy to have. Just keep in mind, depends on which experience you book on board, whether you book Bella, Fantastico, or Aurea, will depend on whether or not you have to pay a fee each time you use room service or not. Now, MSC pride themselves on making cruises as flexible as possible for you. So you pick and choose the experience you want and only pay for the things you are likely to use. If you pay for Bella experience, there is a fee every time you use room service, whereas if you pay for Fantastico experience, which is a little bit more elevated, gives you a bit more flexibility with your holiday, then your room service will be complimentary for you. So just keep that in mind when you are booking your cruise, just to make sure that if you do like room service, that you are booking Fantastica. Again, if you're confused by any of this, just give us a call or drop us a message. We'll help you navigate your way through the different MSC experiences on board. So then just at the top level on either side, we've got these handy two little shelves on this side. So this is where we've been storing things like our water bottles, last minute kind of toiletries to freshen up before we leave, hairbrushes, things like that. Just stuff we're going to be using in this space as well. Things we need to remember before we leave the room. And again, I just got little my books up there I've been reading while I'm on board, as well as then some gifts we bought for people and some in-room snacks as well, things like that. Over on the other side, then you do have your TV unit, which is again a really big TV, really great. And you do have access to kind of live TV while you're on board. So if you want to watch kind of the big 5 channels back home, you can watch them free on your in-room TV. If you are somebody who likes to watch a film, however, in the evenings, just keep in mind with MSC, the films are chargeable. And like with some of the premium cruise lines where films are kind of all included on the on-demand service, unfortunately with MSC, you do have to pay per film. They're about €8 a film. So just keep that in mind if you're somebody who enjoys something like that. Then going down, you do have this little corner unit here as well for storing things if you needed to. So a little extra little cubby hole, that's where your towels were when you came into the room. So then moving across, you do have then this pull-out full drawer as well, which could be really good for kind of a jewellery drawer. We have been using it for our first aid kit, medication, things like that, but also just getting rid of things we don't want to see type of things. That all lives in there. And then you do have then this stool to use if you do want to kind of sit at the table, but then also say you're here now on the sofa, which you can see just behind me, which I'll show you in a second properly, but you do have then a little handy stool as well, a table even if you wanted to use kind of while you're maybe dining in the room or just relaxing with a drink, you do have that as a pull-out kind of little table as well. And then just going over one more time, then you do have your mini bar. So again, you do have a full mini bar in your room. I've lost the price tariff, sorry, so I can't tell you how much any of this stuff is or show it to you. But you do have a full mini bar, but again, it is chargeable. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to make use of your mini bar. It isn't included in the drinks package. You have to leave your room to get your complimentary drinks on your drinks package. So I'll quickly then go over here and show you the wardrobe space. So you've got this wardrobe here then as well on the side to you, and this is where you're going to be storing, or we've been storing a lot of our clothes that need hanging up type of thing. So again, there is a fair bit of space in there, I'm going to be honest. We have been using it quite a lot. You just have to get quite creative with how you store things, but loads of hanging space. You've got a little hole at the top there as well to store folded stuff if you wanted to. And then just going on to the other side then, as well as you slide the door open, the other side then, you've got, again, that storage top goes along the whole top, and you've got different shelving units here as well then, which I've been using to store bigger stuff like jumpers, things like that as well. And then you get more drawers. Again, this is where I've been storing my underwear and socks. I'm not going to open that to show you, but just show you they are quite big, spacious. This is spare bedding, so you can see they're quite big drawers there. And again, there is a safe as well. So if you do need to store stuff and lock it, then you can do. I'm always terrified of forgetting the code after I've had a drink or two, so I never use a safe, but you have that option there if you wanted to. Now, quickly just showing you on here, you've got a couple of coat racks if you needed to, coat hangers. I've been storing my hats as well as my cooling towel. If you haven't seen one of these are really cool. We bought them when we were in Walt Disney World, but you get them wet, you shake them then, and they're just really cool and they stay really cool. So I use that quite a lot whenever we're going somewhere warm. It hasn't really been hot enough to benefit from it while we're here, but I do love having that, taking it with us whenever we go somewhere, just because I'm somebody who does get a little bit overwhelmed if I get too hot. Then you've got a full-length mirror here. So again, if you want to do that last check before you leave the room, you have a full-length mirror again by the door, so that's really handy. This is also going to be when you're going to find your thermostat for the room as well to control the air conditioning, as well as then kind of your lights that notify whether you don't want to be disturbed or whether you need the room to be made up as well. So you've got them there. And then just a note as well that you do have to put a key card in the meter, so to say, to ensure that power is turned on in the room. So just keep that in mind as well, that you need to have that in there to actually get things like the lights to work, the TV and all that type of stuff. Just going to quickly show you around the bathroom. Then again, it's a perfectly servable cruise bathroom. We actually think it's probably one of the better designed ergonomically wise, at least anyway. When I'm sat in the toilets, I'm not knocking my knees on things all the time. So really, really great design. So you've got your wash basin, as well as then storage space then on the side. Which again, plenty of space to kind of store all the toiletries. We brought quite a lot with us because we can, because this is a cruise leaving the UK, so no need to worry about packing for a flight. So that's really handy. There is a tiny shelf underneath, which you're not going to put a lot on, but you have that option to do it as well. And then as for the actual shower unit itself, kind of quickly open the door. I'm not sure how well you hear me because it's quite loud, the aircon in this room. You do have your washing line there as well, so you need to dry things like swimwear or clothes. You can do that across the top there. Again, really nice shower. We use it quite a lot, really enjoy it. Temperature gets really nice and warm on the water, which is nice when you want to kind of, cool down or refresh at least anyway and get kind of all the sweat from the day off you when you've been out in the sunbathing. But then also you've got your complimentary toiletries. Now, they are fine, they do the job, I'm not a fan of the smell of them. They're quite floral, and I'm not keen on floral smells. So if you're somebody who's not keen on floral toiletries, then maybe keep that in mind, and maybe bring your own toiletries when you are on board as well. But again, you have another unit there as well then for storing toiletries when you are in the shower if you needed to, as well as then a really handy foot rail as well. So if you are somebody who likes to shave your legs or needs to shave your legs, then you can pop your leg up on there to get a little bit of extra height and to make that easier. So again, a really, really fine bathroom. We've had no problems with it, no complaints whatsoever. And then just taking you back then into the main room. So I'm going to head over there. Oh, sorry, this is the sofa then as well. So you do have a full double sofa, really, really handy. What you can do as well is obviously pull the bed out. So if you have 4 people staying in the room, or 3 maybe, obviously you've got this here, which can be configured into a twin bed or a double bed, which obviously is a double bed for us now because we're a couple sharing. But you can share with another couple and have this split into a double bed as well and made up each night for you. Or you can have like a child maybe on this and then you in the main bed. You just have that option there to do that. Now, as for the bed, as I mentioned, this can be split out, and you don't really notice it because they've got a really thick mattress top on top of it when there isn't a double. You don't really notice the divide that often, to be honest. So really big bed, really comfy. I have some really great night's sleep while we are staying in this bed. And then just to point this out, this is our notice that they're kicking us off tomorrow. So this is just our guide for disembarkation. So that's what that is, in case you're wondering. As for lighting, loads of lighting options. You've got kind of your bedside light, your reading light as well. So you've got that individually controlled for both sides. So you can have one person reading, the other person not. And then just in case you miss it, because we did it first, you do have a USB socket here to charge things like phones on the bedside, things like that. And again, full lighting control as well, so you can control the light while you are in your bed as well. And then you've got these little units on the side. There's one either side. So if you need to store stuff like drinks, water, phones, medication, tablets, anything you may need by the side of your bed at night time, you have plenty of space to do that as well either side. And then I'm just going to quickly show you outside now. It's gone a little bit cloudy now, unfortunately, but just to show you, this is then the view from the balcony on board, which is going to be one of the main reasons why you are going to be booking a cruise, to be honest, and particularly picking a balcony, so you can have these great views and connection to the water. So guys, that's it. That's a quick look around a balcony cabin here on board the MSC Virtuosa. If you are ever thinking of booking an MSC cruise, I'd absolutely love to help you. We are MSC specialists. We sell quite a lot of MSC cruises for our customers. And again, if you are somebody who needs help navigating kind of the different drinks packages or the different experiences on board, or maybe you're looking at kind of finding out a little bit more about what Yacht Club is, the 5-star butler service on board, we would definitely love to help you. MSC are sailing all year round from the UK, so you don't need to fly if you do want to sail from the UK. So sailed some amazing places like the Canary Islands, Norwegian fjords, or kind of doing what we're doing here, which is kind of the northern European areas of Spain and France. You've got loads of options for sailing MSC this year, including as well Christmas sailings for the first time ever as well. So if you want to sail into November, December as well, you can do that and hit kind of all the northern German markets and French markets as well. So you can do some really wonderful Christmas sailings as well. But also further afield as well, you've got them sailing out of the Caribbean. You've also got them sailing from Dubai, all around the world, including the Mediterranean. So a really great cruise line with some great prices as well, and really allowing you to customize and tailor your cruise experience. If you are looking to sail with them in the future, definitely think of us. We'd love to give you a help. All the best, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.